I've always found that the meek will inherit the earth, that cake doesn't make you fat, that people are always happy to listen to alternative opinions, and that wasps are gentle and non-intrusive. I've always found that it's easier to be a forgiving person myself than to angrily accuse others on social media, that middle-class white people are never patronising to their darker brothers, that governments are run by the people, for the people, with the people, on the people, and at the people, and that wasps are a great addition to any party. I've always found that shouting Allahu Akbar in a crowded Tween concert is considered a jolly jape, that some of Hitler's economic policies have been cruelly misjudged, that men and women are identical, intellectually, spiritually, mentally, physically, and genitally, and that wasps are sexy and loving. I've always found the remote when I've lost it. Pictures of pigs gnawing on ripe lemons, particularly arousing. Strange men's names in my wife's private diary. And a type of marmite that wasps really seem to enjoy. I've always found compromising naked pictures of myself on the internet. Things down the back of the sofa, such as splintered bits of prosthetic arm, carefully sledgehammered. Barrels and barrels of strange black liquid in my cellar. That life is certainly not passing me by. I've always found that a foundation founded on the frustrated foundations of fallen foundries will founder, flounder and fall foul of the foundlings of its founders. But most of all, I've always found what I'm looking for.
Hey!
What I'm doing this evening is poems that I've only written this year. So that was one called Bono, as you can imagine. And this one's called Taxing. It's said that love is like a tax return. You put it off and off, but dividends accrue the interest until you yearn to cross the threshold on which love depends. You pay it as you earn it, and accounts must be most carefully kept for several years. The love compounds, must sometimes fall or bounce. You self-assess in someone else's tears. And every year they change the benefits, and every year you move to different bands. You make allowances till payment sits in others' hearts, in others' fearful hands. I cannot think of you without I burn to pay my fee, to fill love's tax return.
Oh.
Rob is doing some short ones. I've got a few short ones here. I'm not quite sure if they're poems, but they're sort of two-line definitions. And I'm going to do a couple now, and then a few now, and then a couple later. Okay? So they go like this. Don't call a mathematician average. That's mean. Marriage, the dissipation of anticipation. Graphite, I can take it or leave it. I'm carbon neutral. Mild sex reference. Oral B. This one's a poem about somebody I knew who died a couple of years ago. He wasn't called Conrad, but strangely this poem is. He had a most extraordinary voice, like gruel falling down a plastic pipe. A tiny moustache, like a chocolate white, that once had been a fashionable choice. And mysteries oozed between his gappy teeth, of explanations miracle and void. His head a leathern wing, his face annoyed that something rotten came from underneath. And as he moved, he dragged like something wrong, an echo of a manhood, fractal-faced, an underpass of concrete, dusted taste, a silent note of disharmonious song. He furrowed as he walked, a saggy leg diffusing, and at least diffused. A jacket, sadly no more ostrich plume, but yellow, like a 3-week counted egg. I miss him when the birds fly in the skies. I miss him when I cannot close my eyes. We did a VD launch in the Barking Library a few weeks ago, and various of my friends said, "Well, can we drink?" It was like drinking in the library, and I thought, okay. Drinking in the library, boozing by the books, not one of my better looks. Trying to slake a thirst for knowledge, all I failed to imbibe at college. Diamond Whites, not Reuben Brooks. Unlike when God said, "Fiat lux, I don't give two flying fucks." All the truths I can't acknowledge, drinking in the library. My mind's coat rack has lost its hooks. This broth has had too many cooks. My brain feels like a day-old porridge. My page is lost, and so I forage through crannies, corners, snooks, and nooks, drinking in the library.
Yay!
A few more definitions before I finish on one. Organ rejection. Put it away, Louis. Sudden rainstorm. Precipitation. Hanky rejection. She eschews the issued tissue. Small uncles. Avuncular homuncular. Completely ignore the red light. Air traffic control. So anyway, this one is last one I'm doing today, but thank you very much because I've enjoyed doing these. And thank you very much, actually, VD, because you've got me writing again, which is nice, because I think that basically these are the first poems I've written for about 5 years.
Yay!
Give us no better. Thank you, Rob. Lovely too. Okay. So this one's sort of more or less popped into my mind, not quite fully formed, but pretty much there. And I sort of wrote it down and I tweaked it a bit. But basically, while I'm not 100% sure I know what it means, I do know that we've all felt like this at one point in our lives. Okay, so yeah. There is too much cake in the barrage of the world, and we are ants skating in the darkened ice rink. What happens to the bananas of tomorrow? And is green always electric? When your hands said beef up your semitones, were you an answer or a sketch of the teeth? I hear your pheromones and raise you 10. Is that the cider bell I hear, or is it the phantom of night-shirted radios? There are no diamonds on the sweat-crusted eiderdown, and so we iron our smiles fulsomely and say sayonara to eccentric hats. Do I fall like an Orpheus, or do I massage 1,000 cream-coloured rainbows until desire, the waterfall of angelic albumin, counts its pictures and hands back its wrongful spoons? Am I wrong to ask for trains, for giblets, for blackness, or do I watch the mangoes of the beach signal frugally to the wrong nation? I am not I, and the apple dealer is both a doll and someone else's kisses.